Okay, let's try this one more time. I uploaded a video earlier this morning, and when I tested the video before I uploaded, the first couple minutes worked, and then I guess 3 or 4 minutes into the video it glitched, and it didn't. It was completely just distorted, and the sound was off, and it looked awful. So I went back and looked at the rendering. It was like that in the rendering and the original files. So now I have to re-record everything again, which is super annoying. My computer's been having troubles rendering videos lately. And I would move to just shooting on my cell phone because it has a better camera and it sounds better. But it's a pain in the ass doing that because I have to drag and drop the video into the computer to do the editing and all that stuff. And I'm just super lazy. And I like being able to just directly record to my computer. But someday I'll get a better microphone and a better camera when it's within the budget. But for right now, I'm not a big time YouTuber, so I just don't see a point in spending a ton of money on that right now. So you can deal with my shitty quality videos and the sound of it, just like pretty much every other person in the death metal or metal YouTube scene is the same exact thing, except for the ones that have 10,000, 20,000 subscribers and they have a nice camera or whatever else. But anyway, off on a tangent now. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Several records to show you today. Some of these are brand new releases that just came out this year, and others are ones that I picked up to add into my collection that I wanted on vinyl, and just because they were a good deal. So let's start. So the first one is undoubtedly one of the more underrated death metal albums as a whole, that came out this year. It just came out fairly recently. What was the day? April 5th. Never mind. Did not come out recently. First, it felt like it came out recently. And that is a new Leech album, The Illusion of Time. This is out on Carbonized Records, and this is their second full-length album, U.S. death metal band. I think they're out of New York, to be honest with you. Death doom of the highest and finest, I guess you could say. Definitely one of the more underrated albums this year. I don't see a whole lot of people talking about it, which is really disappointing. So hopefully after watching this video, more people will go check them out. But this is a really, really good album. Their first album, Death Meditation, that came out in 2020 was fantastic. And that's essentially leading up into this. This is a very, very good sophomore release. So it is a nice gatefold jacket. This has I don't know if you can see, a spot gloss embossing on the logo there, which is pretty nice. Here's the back, and then the gatefold is these nice Doom-esque band promo shots. It also comes with a really nice lyric booklet, pretty hefty lyric booklet, with really nice pictures. Here's the centerfold, and then let's see. Yeah, you get the deal. And there's a lot in there. I'm not going to do every single page. But this is really good death doom, to be honest with you. Probably, honestly, this album is pretty much shooting high up on my list right now. I've listened to it several times. I got this yesterday in the mail, but I've been listening to it on Bandcamp for the last several months since I pre-ordered this. It is 5 tracks, 43 minutes long, so it's got the nice sweet spot in terms of a death doom album. Yeah, the tracks are longer. The smallest track is the 4th song, which is only 6 minutes long, but everything else after that is 9, 8, 11 minutes. So I got the red with black splatter. This is undoubtedly my favorite colored vinyl is red with the black splatter. I would have just gotten black, but when I saw they had this, I couldn't pass it up. I just love red vinyl. Just think it looks so good. So very, very nice pressing. Carbonized Records is a really awesome label. I feel like they don't get as much praise as they do. They're pretty much they're a pretty good underground label. I've talked about them several times in the past several years. Leech actually is one of the first, one of their first records I talked about on this channel. It was a long time ago. One of the first videos I ever did. I showed off Funeral Leech, and then I showed off Steel Bearing Hand. So, but definitely check this out. If you're a Death Doom fan, you'll really, really enjoy this album. It's sinister sounding. It's dark. It's got cavernous feel to it. It's very, it's death metal. He's got the low gutturals and the higher screaming pitches. There's a little bit more variance in here, but it's a really, really solid album. I feel like it's going to be a little bit underrated. So Time's Tide Will Smother You. The Illusion of Time. New York City's Funeral Leech return with soul-crushing Death Doom on their second album. 12x12 booklet, download card. Oh shit, I forgot to get the download card. I was going to give it to you guys. Well, another video. I don't feel like getting up and getting it right now. I'm so fucking lazy. I'm exhausted. I was up very early today. A little bit of a life update. I had to go register my car. So in the U.S., I don't know how it is in other countries, but you have to register your license plates usually either every year or you can buy 2 years or whatever. And in Florida, it's always on your birthday. My birthday was in July, so I had to have it registered by the end of July before they start doing penalties and like saying they're going to suspend your license and shit. So I had to go do that this morning. And usually you can do it online, but since I was a slacker and waited so long, they were like, no, you got to come in now and do it. And this is similar, like, DMV shit. You have to be there early because you're going to have to end up waiting in line. So I got there right as they opened this morning because I did not want to deal with that shit. I was in and out in like 10 minutes. It was amazing. But I know that if you wait later in the afternoon, it gets stupid. So I'm tired. And I was up late last night. I've been watching the Olympic like recaps at night. I'm not a huge fan of the Olympics. Like there's not a whole lot of sports that I follow in the Olympics. But yesterday I just turned it on last night, and then I was just like watching it until almost 1 o'clock in the morning. It's in France, as everybody knows, so they're way ahead of us, but they're doing like this recap at night to just in case you missed it during the day, which I have been. So I was just up really late last night, so I'm tired. So if my energy level seems a little bit low today, that is why. So the next album that I actually got 2 albums from The Vinyl Conflict. If you're not familiar with them, they are a store in Virginia, I think the Richmond area to be exact. They also have a really, really big online Discog store. They always get MSUO pressings in stock, and they always sell them for amazing prices. And so after I did my review of Hyperdontia on Heavy Metallurgy, which I will link in the description, I said, you know what, I'm going to get this on vinyl because this is by far one of my favorite releases to come out this year. I want it on wax, collector scum. I already have it on tape, so I'm probably going to do the tape trade. So if anybody wants a Hyperdontia tape, hit me up. Maybe we can work out a trade. I don't know. If you watch this video in like 2 hours from now, that'll probably be gone because whenever I say that, people hit me up like almost immediately in my DMs. But anyway, so this is Harvest of Malevolence, their newest full length that came out not too long ago. Like I said, I did the Heavy Metallurgy review on this. Amazing artwork by Wes Benscotter. I just love this artwork so much. That was another reason why I really wanted this on vinyl, was just to have the larger artwork. Really nice glossy jacket, as MSUO usually does. Really nice quality. And then printed inner sheet. So this is also a split release with Dark Descent Records. And then did Extremely Rotten Productions? No. Desiccated Records did another tape version. So God damn it, I lost my train of thought. Dark Descent did the CD and tape, and then MSUO did the vinyl, which they do a lot with their releases now. I think they're just like a collaborative entity at this point. I think they even have like a merged website for the EU. This is just classic black, which is totally fine with me. I know that the color copies of this record sold out pretty fast, and they're hard to find. And if you do find them, they're going for stupid resale prices. I always tell people this: do not spend more than $25 on an MSUO pressing unless it's something that's been super out of print, hasn't been reissued. And there's several of those versions, but Jesus is gonna repress this on different colored copies. So this was $23 on the vinyl, on Vinyl Conflict. Whew, talking, man, hard today. And that's why I snagged it, because it was cheap. It was a good cost. And any other label or any other distro that I've seen has been selling it for a little bit too much, or they just don't have it. This is actually relatively harder record to find right now. I know that they're going to reissue this, but I just wanted it now. It was there, it was available. But this was the main attraction for what I bought, because it was on sale for $13, and this is Sulphurous. So this came out back in 2020, I think. I can't remember, 2020 or 21. Well, let me just Google this really quick because I don't remember. But it's been out for a while, and I've never talked about this on here. I don't know why, because I don't know what took me so long to get this record, because this is a really good album. This came out in 2021. The Black Mouth of Sepulchre. God, talking. Another MSUO pressing, Sulphurous. So yeah, Paolo Girardi artwork. This is a really good Death Doom album. Fantastic. This is Matthias from Hyperdontia, the vocalist. This is his other band. I think they are on a hiatus right now, or split up or something. I don't know. But this is their last release. They did come out with the split last year. Who was on that? Proscription. Oh shit, that's a really good split. Damn, I gotta find that. Proscription's an awesome band. But yeah, but since then they haven't released a full length since 2021. So this was on sale for $13 in the Vinyl Conflicts Discogs page, and I read the notes and it just didn't say why. So I was like, well, it still says VG Plus and stuff, so okay, I'm going for it. It's just heavily discounted. So I got it. And this is totally the reason why. They grade conservatively, which is nice. But there's like a nice corner dent there on the jacket. And there's a couple of... There you go. You can see the creases right there. But that's about it. I mean, everything else is perfect. The vinyl record itself is perfectly fine. There's no scratches or scuffs. It actually looks like it's never been played. I feel like this was a used copy in their store. I don't know. I can't remember what it said on the description of it, but yeah. And then I noticed that there's several other MSUO pressings that they have that are like going between 12, 13, 14, 15 bucks. So I think they might just be discounting things that have been sitting in their stock for a while. I'm guessing they probably have had this since this record came out, and if they're just pricing it down to sell it faster. So this was the reason why I grabbed it, because I listened to this randomly the other day. And was like, why don't I own this? And then so I went and looked for it on Discogs and saw this was super cheap. And I knew who the shop was, so I immediately grabbed it. It also comes with a little booklet, little lyric booklet of some dark images that you can't see. But overall, just a really, really good album. Totally underrated. I feel like maybe not as many people talked about it back then. 2021 was a pretty busy year for me, so I'm not too sure why I didn't have this on a list at all, or how it escaped me as much as it did, but I have it now and I'm happy and it's really good, and it was a deal. It was a bargain bin deal. So check out Vinyl Conflict. Those guys are awesome. I love that shop. I need to buy from them more. They have a lot of stuff in stock. Tons of awesome underground death metal records. Whoever does the stocking there, they obviously follow the scene, because they get all the up-to-date stuff in their shop. So all right, next is a Hell's Headbangers release. This is Skelethal's new album. What the hell was this called again? Within Corrosive Continuums. This is an amazing album. I knew it was going to be good because I was a huge fan of their last album that came out in 2020, I think is. Yes. Unveiling the Threshold, and their first full length, Of the Depths, was really good as well. That was out in 2017. This is a French death metal band. I feel like they're a little underrated, man. Especially this album. I don't know what it is about this, but I haven't seen as much high praise on this as there should be. Like, come on, people. Go listen to this album. It is very, very good. It is just pummeling, very, very well-written death metal. It's got the old-school death metal sound to it, for sure. A little bit of dissonance, a little bit of atmosphere. But it's a really, really well-written album. So the hype sticker says this is the 500, limited to 500 copies, cloudy orange vinyl. We'll get to that in a minute. They also did orange and black marble, which was limited to 200, and then black vinyl, limited to 300. This is the crucial third album from these French death metal tyrants. Tyrants is a good word for that. Authentically early 90s as always, but with darker and more somber twists than ever. True. It is a very dark atmosphere record. So, very, very nice jacket. And when I got this in the mail a couple of weeks ago, I was surprised at how heavy this was because it's only one LP, and there's a reason for that, and I'll show you in a minute. So, awesome artwork. I can't remember the artist's name. It's somebody, I can't pronounce his name. Alexander. That's a name I'm not even going to try to butcher. So you can pause it if you want to try to read that. If my camera wants to, quit being a fucking focus. Whatever. You can find it online. But yeah, the reason why this jacket is so heavy is because of the inner stuff. So there's a nice printed inner sleeve of a collage of the band and then lyrics, but that's not what makes it heavy. This beefy thing does. And what is this? A massive fucking poster. It is just huge of the album cover. And this album cover is simply phenomenal. I gotta find... What are you doing? I gotta find a space for this on my wall. I absolutely have to. I wish it didn't have the folds in it. I wish you could buy posters like this that come in like a rolled can. You know how you can buy those like cardboard rolled cans so you don't get the folds in them? Because this is definitely warrant to go on a wall somewhere or even be framed. Although that frame would probably be expensive as fuck because it's so big. But yeah, that's why. So really nice jacket goodies that you get here with really nice pressing. But here's the cloudy orange color variant, and this is dumb on me. I don't know how I ordered this variant. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you guys. I cannot stand these color variants. For whatever reason, I just don't like them. There's really no rhyme or reason to it at all. Tons of my Dying Fetus reissues are like this. A couple of other reissues that I have from Relapse are like this. I think even from 20 Bucks Spin. Like, this is a very common vinyl variant that they've been doing. Color pressing that labels have been doing. I'm just not a fan of it. It goes really well, with the album cover. So there is that. I fully intentioned to just put Classic Black in my cart. That's what I wanted to do. I don't know what I did. The drop-down menu, I thought I clicked black. I guess I didn't. I just ordered it super fast. I had been a little bit intoxicated because it was right after the heavy metallurgy stream that I did with Simon, Marty, and Alan. Because this came out that day, and I remember that it came out that day, and I pre-ordered it probably like a couple hours after we did that stream, and I had been drinking. So might have been that. Don't drink and buy records, friends. Yeah. So, but whatever, it is what it is. I bought it for the music. I don't really give a shit about the vinyl color, but I tended to buy black because I wasn't a fan of the two color variants. But whatever, weird things to bitch about. And then finally, the last thing that I actually got this like 2 months ago. I realized I never showed it off on the channel. I don't know why, but I pulled it out and listened to it the other day. Needs absolutely no introduction whatsoever if you're a fan of this band or just brutal death metal as a whole. So, yeah, Instruments of Torture, the first Brodequin. People correct me on how to say their band name all the time. Album, I often hailed this as like my all-time favorite brutal death metal album for a long time until their newest one that came out this year, and that one easily topped this one. But still, I've never owned this on wax. Season of Mist finally reissued these this year, or actually maybe end of last year. Yeah, end of last year. So I finally picked it up from them. So these are still available. They're not sold out. I've even seen them on several vinyl or several distros. Printed inner sheets, lyrics, more torture imagery. And then this is a color variant that is limited to 200 copies worldwide. This was the inner sleeve that it came on, and I don't do paper inner sleeves. I cannot stand them. Unless it's polylined, then I'll keep them. But I always just throw it back in the jacket. I don't know why. But I put it in my own inner sleeve. But this is a like black, gray marbled edition, limited to 200 copies. So yeah, fantastic album. Still absolutely love this album. It sounds great on wax. Never owned it on vinyl, so I'm glad that I finally have it. So yeah, the hype sticker is silver and black marble vinyl, strictly limited to 200 copies worldwide. So yeah, those are all the records that I have to show you for a second time today. Hopefully the rendering doesn't fuck up, or else I'm going to just move this to my laptop and just do a straight upload from there, and the video and sound quality is going to be absolutely garbage, but it is what it is. I have a massive CD update to do. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 CDs sitting there in a pile that I've had for several weeks that I just haven't talked about. So that's coming. And then a black metal update. Yes, fans of black metal, the people that actually care about that shit on this channel, I'm doing a black metal update finally. I have enough to talk about. I finally woke up from my death metal slumber and decided to check out some of these newer black metal releases that have come out this year that I've completely ignored. Simon and Marty and Alan showed off a couple of them on the stream that we did a couple of weeks ago, and since then I've gone and checked them out and was like, I'm buying these. So several of those. One of them came in today, and I got a nice duffel whatever bag with it, which was interesting. So yeah, that's all I have today. Hope you guys are enjoying your Wednesday, and I will see you in the next one.